Let's go to this game. Game 2 of the NLDS between the Mets and the Phillies. And I think we can all agree that the Mets in the last week cannot do anything without a flair for the dramatics. So let's just roll the Phillies into that. Top of the third, no score, not for long, oppo power. Runner on first for Mark Vientos. Don't run, just trot. That one is gone. Score 2. Vientos gets his first career postseason home run, 354 feet. It's 2-0. Grimace is really going to like this. Top of the 6th, Pete Alonso leading off, and that is also just leaving. 370 feet. There's Grimace. It's now 3-0. Mets, oh my God, have the lead. Bottom of the 6th, Luis Severino still on the mound facing Bryce Harper, and Harper would just like to leave as well. This is the portion of the highlight, Kev, where we can only show you home runs.
Man.
That was good for 2. 17th career postseason home run, the second most home runs in National League history behind Albert Pujols and Kyle Schwarber. Now 3-2. Nick Castellanos. Again, I told you we can only show you home runs because that's how all of these runs were scored. And that man knew it off the bat. Speaking of flares for the dramatics, Phillies tie it at 3. Let's go to the 7th. Base is empty for Brandon Nimmo. Just keep swimming.
Single?
No. Why ruin a good thing? Now wait, what does he say there? Because he looks like he says something to the Phillies dugout. This is where we're going to ruin things. 2 outs, 2 runners on for Kyle Schwarber. Mets turn to their closer and Edwin Diaz. 3-2 pitch. Schwarber checks his swing. They check at third. He went, and for a second, we can't show you a home run. Instead, we call it a strikeout to end the inning. Bottom of the 8th. Runner on first for Castellanos. Lines that one into the right field. It's a base hit off of Diaz. Harper ends up at third. Runners on the corners. There is 1 out for the birthday boy, Bryson Stott. Down the right field line. Harper coming in. Castellanos racing around third. Stott's second triple gives the Phillies the lead. Look at Citizens Bank Park. They're going mad. It's 6-4. They would get even crazier in the night. Mets down 6-4. Runner on first for Vientos. And Vientos does it again. It is out of here. A 2-run shot to tie the game. Second youngest player in Mets history with a multi-homer game in the playoffs. He's 24 years old. We're tied at 6. Let's go to the bottom of the 9th. 2 outs, bases empty for Trey Turner. Walk him. Runner on first. There are still 2 outs because, you know, that's how this works. Harper up next. Full count. Walk him. Next batter, Castellanos. What are you going to do? Win it.
Yeah, I feel great for him. I mean, he's been working every day. Comes in early, hits one-on-one on the field. I don't know how he's done it and played 162 games because he's just a workhorse. And I'm so happy for him because I know that there's been a lot of talk about Chase and this and that, but he can hit. I mean, he can hit. And that was a big night for him tonight. You know, the home run to tie it up and then the base hit to win it. He's just been grinding all year.
I mean, I thought both teams, man, punch for punch. I said it to the guys. I said Rocky would be proud. You know, never die mentality, man. Just a great game. Thought Sevy threw the ball really well, obviously. But being able to kind of get a couple runs on and just keep that going. Vientos won the bat well. But, you know, punch for punch, man. Came back, won that game. Big at bat by Stoddard. Happy birthday to him. And then obviously Cassie coming through, just huge.
You guys have bounced back from a bunch of losses similar to this. How do you expect the team to come out Tuesday?
Same, you know, and I mean, we came back in the 9th inning after losing the lead. So off day tomorrow, and can't wait to play in front of our fan base. It's been a while, so we'll be ready to go.
I heard that right. Harper said Rocky would be proud. Like Rocky, like the, okay.
Balboa,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm right. I'm just making sure. Castellanos led baseball in walk-offs this season, and since RBI became an official stat back in 1920, so a few years ago, Castellanos is only the 5th player to lead Major League Baseball in walk-offs and come through with a walk-off in the postseason that same year. I can't wait for Tuesday, because that's game 3.
I bet Apollo Creed would have liked it too. Another OMG
Fairness.
comeback, but this time Philly wins it late. Buster Olney hanging with us now. Through the first 14 innings of this series, Philly scored 2 runs. Buster, what was notable about their approach up to that point?
They chased and they chased and they chased, which is what got them knocked out of the playoffs last year, and it looked like it might get them into an 0-2 deficit in this series. In fact, when Nick Castellanos came up for his second plate appearance today, when he took a pitch, he kept continually swinging at pitches out of the zone. The fans actually gave him this razzing cheer like, hey, way to go, way to be plate disciplined. Well, on that pitch right there. Thereafter, the Phillies began to lock it down more. Rob Thomson, their manager, has said, look, if we're going to advance in this postseason, we have to do little things better. One of those things is not to expand the zone. So he hits a home run later in the game, and then, of course, gets the walk-off for the Philadelphia Phillies. A really good sign that they were able to prevent themselves from chasing in those last 7 innings. Keeps the series alive for them.
Yeah, all right, so let's fast forward to that at-bat in the 9th inning. Not expanding the zone, Castellanos, he's up in that big spot. How did he pay that off there in the 9th inning?
Well, it was interesting because the Mets, the way they were trying to pitch, and they did not want to pitch to Bryce Harper. They wanted to get to Castellanos, and he expanded the zone on the first couple swings, but then you know what? McGill left a slider over the plate. Castellanos took advantage of it. You could see that Francisco Alvarez was trying to set up outside. Instead, the ball leaks over the middle of the plate. Castellanos takes advantage, and the Phillies are alive. And if you're the Mets at this point, this 8 days of games that they've played, my God. Edwin Diaz, 130 pitches thrown in the last 8 days in 4 different games.
The Mets have had all these moments where, they've been down on the mat. They got to go to Atlanta, win that game after the series in Milwaukee. They take game 1. They go back to Milwaukee, win the decisive game 3. How about the mindset right now for a Met team who's going home? They did take a game in Philadelphia, but they lose a tough one today.
Well, they're going to go back with confidence because they've had an amazing week, right? To survive what happened in Atlanta in that first game of the doubleheader, to go to Milwaukee and to survive that series, and then to take the first game against the Phillies. They're 1-1. Now the home field advantage shifts to them in their ballpark where all their fans were gathering the last couple of days. So it will be loud, and they're going to be, I think, the Mets feeling like they're in a good position.
Well, a Met team that's gotten to the Philadelphia bullpen. 6 runs in game 1, 4 runs in game 2. That's a big story. Aaron Nola, Sean Manaea, the starters in game 3 on Tuesday. Buster's coming back to break down the Dodgers and Padres later in SportsCenter. Meantime, it's gone final in Los Angeles. Ohtani and the Dodgers slugged their way to a Game 1 win on Saturday night, but Sunday, a very different story. I'm talking right from the jump. Second batter of the game, Fernando Tatis Jr., rock me, baby. First road home run of his playoff career, second home run of this postseason. The Padres led 1-0. Bottom half of the inning. This may be the play of the game, possibly of this series. Mookie Betts, deep left field. Jurickson Profar, and he can't get it. Except he did. Look at how insane this catch is. Fox has the run on the scoreboard there. But Profar leaps and takes it back from the Dodger Stadium crowd. Look at this. Respect.
That is respect right there.
Big time. Game, recognized game, I dare say. All right, bottom 4, it's 3-1 Padres. Freddie Freeman up. And another major storyline of this game, defense all the way around by San Diego. That is Tatis Jr. and right, leaping to take one away. Freeman, by the way, left the game with ankle discomfort. 3-1 Padres, and the fans raining down boos on Tatis, who, top of the 6th inning, is going to take one off the thigh. Manny Machado with some words with the home plate umpire. Dave Roberts not too happy about what's going on back and forth here. Couple batters later, Flaherty, Machado, and he gets Manny on the fastball. Flaherty fired up. These two organizations don't like each other. It would end the night for Flaherty, who was solid in the start. 3 runs, 6 innings. Jurickson Profar backing up his teammate. Anthony Banda comes on in relief. That is Jackson Merrill, and that rookie just continues to hit. Tatis comes around to score. San Diego extends the lead to 4-1. Bottom half of the inning. Flaherty and Machado still exchanging words. Yu Darvish, by the way, was twirling a gem. Ohtani. Darvish, the 1-3 putout. Shohei 0 for 4 in the game, 2 strikeouts. Scary moment, bottom of the 7th inning. Profar, who had that incredible catch in left field, still back and forth at it with the fans there, and a ball comes onto the field at Dodger Stadium.
Come on, guys.
We've seen this before. Baseball's seen this plenty of times before in its history. Fans throwing trash on the field near Tatis in right field. Profar visibly upset, and you can understand why. The game was stopped for about 12 minutes. The Padres get together. By the way, Darvish was pitching a great game up to this point when they stopped the game. Padres come back out, and their next at bat in the 8th inning, and it's Merrill the other way. The kid is 21. Youngest player ever in Padres history to homer in a postseason game. Xander Bogaerts, the next batter. They have tweaked something. Buster said maybe it looked like it might have been something in the
Watch
hamstring.
him round the bases.
But he still homers there. It's 8-1. San Diego's not done there. 9th inning. Kyle Higashioka, who had a couple homers in the wild card series. That's gone. 5th home run of the night for San Diego, who extends the lead to 8-1. Then a couple batters later, it's Tatis Jr. one more time. His 5th career playoff home run. San Diego slugs 10 on the board, and they win it by a final of 10-2. Youngest players with 3 hits, 3 ribs in a postseason game. Andrew Jones, of course, famously in the late 1990s against the Yankees, wasn't even 20 years old at that point, but Jackson Merrill, 21 and a half, and to do it on this stage in Dodger Stadium, ever so impressive. And San Diego, Nicole, evens this series at a game apiece.
So Buster Olney joins us now. I feel like when you look at this game as a whole, you can pick out key moments and key plays and key at-bats, but I feel like Jurickson Profar absolutely set the tone. 2nd at-bat for the Dodgers when he went out there and robbed that home run from Mookie Betts.
That's right, and certainly set off the chippiness that happened during the course of the night. And we know this, I mean, the Padres love to play the Dodgers. You can feel this with Manny Machado when they go into that ballpark. They're not afraid of the Dodgers. They won 8 out of 13 against them this year. But Profar goes up, makes this amazing catch, and look, he was, for a while, everyone was trying to figure out what happened on this play. Mookie Betts was actually about 3/4 of the way around the bases, thinking that it was a home run, and before we realized exactly what was going on there. So it was, very interesting how things got set in motion with Profar's catch.
Tatis sets the tone at the plate with the home run in the 2nd at bat of the game for San Diego. But Buster, once again, the hitting star, Tatis was great tonight. The whole lineup was great tonight. But Jackson Merrill once again.
Yeah, he's someone who was installed in the opening day lineup. He was a shortstop. They played him in center field, and they talk about, how much
Let's just
confidence.
be honest about what's happening
Right.
here. We got some mic issues with Buster.
There's so much confidence in Jackson Merrill when he's at the plate. And you hear stories about how invested he is in the idea of winning with other young players. The confidence level just is off the charts. Look, he's someone who right away has had a big impact in the big leagues. I think that he's going to wind up being the National League Rookie.
What about, sorry, I'm sort of paying attention to the mic situation. It's like a weird situation here with them. I'm like holding the microphone in my hand and doing it back and forth. Hi. Yu Darvish also pitched one hell of a game. To be able to have that pitching effort and then go out there and attack the Dodgers pitching staff the way that they did. What do you say about Yu Darvish's performance?
Yeah, he's evolved so much as a pitcher, right? It used to be he was the guy who felt like the question was whether he had too many weapons and he wouldn't focus in particular. But I think he's developed this great relationship with Ruben Niebla, the pitching coach of the Padres. He's had a terrific season for them. And tonight, hyper efficient, taking care of the Padres hitters, changing speed, or the Dodgers hitters, changing speeds. He only needed, 82 pitches through his first 7 innings. I mean, he was rolling. And when you look at these two teams, you have the Dodgers with their rotation and chaos, and the Padres, on the other hand, having Yu Darvish and Michael King, who we expect is going to start in Game 3, Dylan Cease. It's a big advantage for the Padres in this series.
King was unbelievable in the wild card round.
Yeah.
You mentioned the word chaos, and we've got to address what happened in the game, middle innings. I think it was the 7th inning when there was a baseball thrown onto the field, and then, of course, trash thrown onto the field in right field. It's happened before in Major League Baseball, but how does baseball go about legislating this, Buster, moving forward?
Well, I'm sure that they're going to have more focus on the security out in the outfield, and to make sure that they have enough security guards, that the players are safe. Mike Schilt, the Padres manager, went out there, you see right there, and he's yelling at the fans. At one point, he was speaking directly to the whole group. And Major League Baseball, their head of security was out there having conversations with the umpires about how they're going to handle this. And I think this is why Manny Machado got all the Padres together in the dugout. Like, hey, let's keep our composure. We're here to take care of business. And they put a whooping on the Dodgers. 6 home runs, despite all this stuff that was going on.
The whole idea of let's keep our composure is something I think that we all talked about when we were watching the game. There is a lot of tension between those two teams. Ooh. There's a lot of history between those two teams and the players. And then you've got sort of what happened tonight. Like, it's not outside the realm of possibility to think that there is a benches clearing moment in this series as we progress.
Well, which is why, because the past tension is why that when Fernando Tatis Jr. was hit by a pitch, I think people on the Padres side wondered, was that on purpose? Mm-hmm. Then the jawing starts. You have Flaherty and Machado. You wonder if there's going to be carryover from that. Manny is not going to back down, and he will continue to do what he feels like he needs to do to lead the Padres as they go forward. As I mentioned before, they are not afraid of the Dodgers, and now they have the next 2 games in their home ballpark, with that massive Petco Park crowd. It's an advantage right now for San Diego to be going into that place.
I don't know if this is actually something that we can pull up if we have the video at this exact moment, but you were in here watching the game with us when Xander Bogaerts hit his home run, and you were watching him trot around the bases. You're like, I think he hurt his leg, maybe his hamstring or something in that moment. Why is that potentially? Watch here. And as he goes around the bases, you can see him maybe not running in the most agile of ways. Why is this a potential problem moving forward for the Padres?
Yeah, on the previous pitch, he took a swing, and you could see him grab the back of his hamstring. And now, when he did hit the home run and he circled the bases, he was very stiff-legged. Remember, he's at shortstop now because Hassan Kim has been hurt. So maybe Tyler Wade moving forward could be their shortstop. And on the Dodgers side, an open question how much Freddie Freeman will be able to play for them given his ankle sprain of last week. And, he had to come out of the game in the 4th inning.
That's a huge story. Pitching for the Dodgers is a huge story, right? I mean, Flaherty's 3 runs over 6 innings. But Yamamoto was roughed up last night. Yep. There's no Clayton Kershaw. There's no Tyler Glasnow. I guess we'll see Buehler in Game 3. I'm not sure if they've announced that yet. What's the state of the Dodgers starting pitching right now?
It's a mess. And we knew that going in, that they would essentially have to have everything go right. Among the few starting pitchers they have, they would all need to pitch well. You mentioned Yamamoto got beat up in the first start, right? And they needed length out of Flaherty. They didn't necessarily get that. Their bullpen has been as much of an issue lately, I think, as the rotation. It is a distinct disadvantage, I think, between the Padres, or for the Dodgers, as they play the Padres right now. The Padres pitching staff is rolling.
They are rolling, and obviously they have the ability to score all of the runs, but the Dodgers also have the ability. They have the bats as well. We're going to take a quick time out here for a second because new on SportsCenter, you mentioned the game that Jack Flaherty pitched. It was great. Here he is now.
Good swings on the 2 pitches. I missed there in the first with Tatis. Put a good swing on the ball. That's what he does. And then Peralta took a good swing on, put a good swing on the other one after that. And then from there was kind of able to settle down, got into a little bit of a rhythm. And then, some traffic was caused there in the 6th. But, you just got to keep making pitches and keep the team in it.
You're a pitcher who typically has a bit more swing and miss in your game. Just when you think about their at-bats, what they were doing, how challenging is it when you are facing a team where they don't have as much swing and miss in their game?
Yeah, you just got to keep attacking and kind of do what we did there in those middle innings, which is just force them to try to force some weak contact. You just keep pounding the zone, keep pounding strikes, and good things are going to happen. And that's what we try to do from the beginning. Miss with the pitch there to Tatis. You put a good swing on it, and you just keep filling it up.
Can you go more in depth on confrontation with Machado tonight?
I mean, there's a lot to say. Well, first is that fans, you should never get involved. There's no reason. There's no reason ever to throw anything at players, no matter what's going on. there's no reason to get involved with it. Stay out of it. And whatever went on over there, they have every reason to be upset about it. Like, we should never feel like we're ever going to get anything thrown at us on either side. So fans should never be involved. They didn't like the pitch to Tatis. I missed in the first inning, and I threw the ball over the middle. I wasn't going to miss over the plate again, but I've got no reason to hit a guy there to start off the sixth, like as good as he's been swinging the bat. But we're down in the game. I'm trying to go in for effect, and he didn't get out of the way. It hit him. Didn't try to go and hit him to try to lead off an inning or anything like that. That doesn't really make sense. Didn't go up near his head, nothing, just trying to push a guy off the plate. He didn't get out of the way. And sometimes that happens. They're upset about it. That's part of it. I was fired up after getting Manny out. It was a big spot in the playoffs. That's what happens. Like, I was fired up. Like, oh well. And then, he did some shit in between innings where he tries to throw the ball at our dugout, and everybody kind of catches the tail end of it, which is me and him going at it. But, like, I was sitting there for my team. I wasn't sitting there to go at him, but, he was throwing the ball at our dugout. And the umpires went over immediately to tell him, like, I don't know what their conversation was, but our dugout was fired up because there ain't no reason for that. Everybody caught the tail end of it. Everybody caught just me and him going at it. Like, Manny's a great player. Like, I understand everybody it's postseason, everybody's fired up. You get upset, like, frustrated about pitch hitting Tatis. Like I said, you gotta be able to pitch him in. And I missed in the first inning, and I wasn't gonna miss over the plate again. Just trying to go in for effect. So there was a lot that happened there, but we want the fans stay out of it. And overall, we just gotta play better. But it's sometimes emotions run high in this game, and you just go out and we got to regroup and go get the next one.
Jack, apart from that first game.
Emotions run high, particularly this time of year. New on SportsCenter, the losing manager, Dave Roberts.
Dave, first, what's the status on Freddie coming out of the game?
You know what? I don't know. I got word in the middle of the game that his ankle was really bothering him, and he was really, he was down, really down, and just couldn't keep going. So we had no other choice, and he's doing everything he can. I don't know what his status will be like for Game 3, but for tonight, we had no other option.
And then what do you just make of that game and all the emotions between the teams, and then obviously with the crowd? Like, how much can that shift the dynamic of this series?
Well, I thought, we knew going into this series there was going to be a lot of emotions, and, they just played a better baseball game than we did tonight.
Skipper, we all know of the friction between these two clubs. How surprised are you that it went to that extent this evening?
As far as the whole thing that transpired on the field, well, shoot, I've seen over 1,000 games here, well over 1,000 games in this ballpark, and I've never seen anything like that. And so obviously there's a lot of emotions and things like that, but that's something that should never happen. And I guess I was pretty naive too as far as the specifics, but I know that security handled the person that was involved as far as, throwing the baseball in the field, and you just never want to see that. And like I said, I've seen so many games at Dodger Stadium, and our fans are as good as any that I've ever seen.
Dave, with Freddie, like, how concerning is it that, obviously for the next month to try and keep him healthy without this thing kind of flaring up every now and then?
It's sort of where we're at. It's not ideal. It is of concern. It's day to day, and there's nothing else we can do about it. So I think that we have a workout tomorrow evening, and then we'll just kind of see where he's at with treatment. And then once we get to Tuesday, we'll see how he feels, and then we'll do the same thing for Game 4. So again, it's not ideal, but I think this is what we're going to have to be dealing with for the duration.
And obviously, you guys kind of bounced back yesterday after getting in that early hole. But how tough is it to keep kind of getting down 3-4 runs early on?
It's it certainly puts a little bit on the offense, and getting behind tonight. I thought that the Mookie ball that was robbed, the Tommy Edman first and second base with one out. double play right there. But that's baseball. I mean, I thought those were two good at bats, and I thought Freddie took a good at bat. We were down 3-1 to lead off the third of the fourth inning, and Tatis makes a great play, which could have been a double, which could have potentially cut into the lead. So, but again, those guys made defensive plays, and then they tacked on when they needed to. So now it's a 3-game series. Yeah, like I said, they played better, but we got to catch a lead too.
Front left.
All right, Dave Roberts saying, among other things, lots of emotions, fan incidents should not happen. One man who was in the middle of it, Jurickson Profar.
When we win, I enjoy it. But this one, a little more, just tying the series and going back home.
From your perspective, what happened in the 7th inning before this of that bottom of the inning?
Oh, they start throwing baseball on the field.
You look really irate, but what were you telling the umpires and the security people out there?
Nothing.
You weren't upset?
Yes, I was upset. It was just, best you can hurt somebody. I hope our people in San Diego don't do that.
Did you feel like you weren't being protected out there?
No, I felt safe, but you still don't do that. It's not, it's not the way.
It was a long layoff. How impressive what you was able to do.
Yeah, it's great. I felt so bad for him. He had to wait for that. I think yesterday they wanted to do that, but then they got a couple runs and they win. But they wanted to start throwing stuff on the field too yesterday.
You saw that people were looking like that yesterday?
No, they just yelling, throw.
The greatest catch of your career?
Yes, for sure.
How did you do that?
For sure.
Did you mean to trick everyone?
I'm sorry?
Did you mean to kind of fool everyone into thinking it
No.
was gone?
I always, that was one of my wishes. I wanted to rob a homer, and I did it in a playoff game.
Where would your glove have ended up if you were in Yankee Stadium on that play?
I'm sorry?
Where would your glove have ended up if you were in a more hostile stadium? I mean, are you surprised the fan didn't rip your arm down or anything? Or?
No, he tried, but I dunked on him.
Jerry, so what was going on with you and Will Smith after Toddy got hit?
Nothing.
You guys were drawing back and forth?
Yeah?
That's what I saw, unless I'm going crazy.
I think you need to fix your eyes.
You guys, I think there's a lot of situational memory loss going on. Think of convenience, if you will.
One thing I want to address, Jack Flaherty, the hit batsman of Manny Machado.
Yeah.
I mean, Buster, there's
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Tatis Jr. There's I mean, Jack Flaherty said, look, we're losing 3-1. It's a playoff game. They're not throwing at Fernando Tatis Jr. at that point.
No, but emotions between the two teams, you can understand during a playoff game how things like that would flare up. And Fernando Tatis Jr. as Eduardo Perez, our colleague, has told me, when you get hit by a pitch like that, it hurts. Right. And so you're mad. And they were mad initially when that happened, and it started this back and forth between the two teams.
In terms of what we heard from Profar, he had the conversation, if you will, when he robbed the home run, and then something escalated, over the last couple of days, and they're throwing the things on the field. How do you think he handled how it all went down on the field?
About as well as you can, right? In terms of he got away from the stands. He didn't go into the stands. He didn't engage. He waited for security to come out. He let the umpires do their job. He let security do their job. And he just said he hopes that when they're in San Diego, that the Padres fans aren't doing the same thing.
I personally hope that the same thing. Let's be better than that.
There's no question. Look, Nicole mentioned it earlier, the catch by Profar, which was an unbelievable catch. I think he may have surprised himself here.
Oh, he did.
But surprised everybody.
There was a theme throughout this game, and it was great defense by San Diego.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Profar is not known as necessarily a great defender, so he's going back to the stands, and he makes that catch, and you can just see sort of this impish look on his face as he gathers the ball. Mookie Betts, meanwhile, doesn't know what's happening right now. As he made this catch, Mookie Betts is rounding second base. He's thinking he's got a home run. And then Profar backs away from the stands, And that's when he shows the ball, and that's when Mookie realizes it was an out.
I think there were a lot of people who thought that was a home run, including the broadcast. I do want to get your thoughts on what we heard from Dave Roberts a few minutes ago now, from being around him a lot and hearing those sorts of interviews a lot. The one thing he said about Freddie Freeman, who sprained his ankle September the 26th, he did play in game 1, but he left early in this game. And the quote from Dave Roberts was, he's really feeling down about it.
Yep.
What do you, from your experience, read into that?
That they don't know if he's going to play when they get to San Diego. The series moved to San Diego on Tuesday. Knowing Freddie Freeman, he's going to do everything he can. He'll get treatment tonight. He'll get treatment tomorrow during the workouts. They'll take a look at it on Tuesday, but let's face it. Freddie has said this is the worst injury that he's had in his career. Normally, he would be out 4 to 6 weeks. He's trying to play on this thing, and he had such discomfort that this guy who's typically a 162-game-a-year guy asked out of the lineup because his ankle's hurting that much. That tells you everything.
They've had injuries at first base this year, right? But the problem is Kevin Biggio's not on the team to play. So who plays first base if Freeman cannot go?
Max Muncy, they move over to first base. You know, maybe Kike Hernandez, Chris Taylor, they put them at third base. But the bottom line is, at a time when the Dodgers pitching is in such disarray, in part because of all the injuries they've had, if they're going to advance in October, they're going to have to hit past that weakness. And now, future Hall of Famer may not necessarily be available to them, and Freddie Freeman, big important piece in that lineup.
They're going to have to hit Michael King in Game 3 as well, which is no easy task.
Not an easy task,
Not
exactly.
at all.
Buster, thank you. It was fun sharing
Thanks,
the mic.
guys. Always fun to see you.
That was very nicely done by Nicole. Kevin Nicole back on SportsCenter. Jackson Merrill, the second Padres rookie to homer in a postseason game, joining Jake Cronenworth. He's the 6th youngest player in baseball history with a 3-hit, 3 RBI playoff game. He may well be the National League Rookie of the Year. He is new on SportsCenter.
I mean, anytime we can back up our brothers, regardless if it's me to Manny or Manny to anybody else, you know, I think the whole team is backing each other up. And it just happened to be me tonight, and I just want to do a job. You know, I didn't really look back after I hit it. After the single, I just, you know, continued to play the game and let it go. But after that, when tempers flare, you know, it gets your energy going, gets your emotions going. You just kind of got to lock it in and stay right there.
What's it been like for you, you know, at such a young age, to just this whirlwind and have such success so quickly here?
I'm just having fun, man. There's nothing more to it. There's nothing more in my mind about it. I'm just having fun. I'm just taking it one day at a time. You know, I want to play as long as I can this year, and we're still here, so let's keep going.
What did you think of the catch by Jurickson Profar and the troll job on the fans?
Bro, he's an idiot. That was hilarious, though. No, he's having fun. You know, he's playing like a little kid, and I love that. So, you know, regardless of what he does during the game, I'm always going to back him up. You know, and I thought that was kind of funny, but if I was Mookie, I'd have been pretty mad.
Did you know right away?
That he caught it?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I was there like, damn, 1-1, what are we doing? But no, he jumped around and was like, it looked like he was like, no. So then he threw it in. I was like, oh my God, what are we doing? First inning, we're going like this. I love it.
What was Manny's message to the team in the dugout?
Stay locked in. Focus on the task at hand.
And I know a win is a win, but you guys tied a MLB record for most home runs in a single postseason game. Like, how cool is it to see all those balls go over the wall, man?
Anytime you see a homer go out, it's sick. So, you know, 6 of them is just a special treat for us, and you know, we love the entertainment, we love the action we got tonight.
Did the Dodgers and their fans kind of poke a bear tonight?
No, the bear's been poked for a while. You know, it's been poked previous years, decade. You know, I think we just finally got the firepower, and we finally got the team to ready to take it to them. You know, we've been battling all year. They're a good team, dude. I love the way they play. I love the way they give us a battle every time. They don't stop, you know. But, yeah, we're ready to go.
How excited are you for Tuesday with Michael King at Petco Park?
Anytime Michael's pitching, I'm excited. I don't care where it's at or who we're playing. I love when Mike pitches.
Cool. Thank you.
And that is one mature 21-year-old.
I was thinking.
He's been red hot in these playoffs. Another 3 hits in Game 2 on Sunday. 6 hits tied for the second most by a Padres rookie in one postseason, one behind the Crone Zone. Jackson Merrill's also the youngest Padres player ever to homer in the postseason.
And you heard him talk about what Manny Machado told the team when they had their little team meeting. He said, stay locked in. This is a team that had to fight their way back from down a game already in this series. But Machado says we shouldn't be surprised. It's new on SportsCenter.
We play really good baseball, man. This team has fought all year, and we're never going to stop fighting, and we're going to continue to fight. This job ain't over, man. They got a really good ball club over there, and we got to stay focused on task in hand.
What did you think on Profar's catch, robbing Mookie Betts at the home run?
Did
you know at the time?
I didn't know. Profar grabbed it and kind of just was held in there. He said, the fans out there was kind of trying to get it out of his glove, and he kind of just held it in there. What a hell of a catch to start off the game. Obviously, Toddy, hits a homer, and then Mookie comes in and gets robbed of one. The game changes there big time if that's a home run.
What is your message in the bottom of after the bottom of the seventh inning?
Just stay focused, man. Stay focused, tax in hand. We got 7 outs, 9 outs left. Go out there and try to finish out the game and stay focused in what we need to do and accomplish. The game was far from over, so we had to go out there and continue to compete.
It was 10-2 final. This was definitely a Slam Diego situation in full effect. The Padres hit 6 home runs in this Game 2 win, which is tied for the most homers in a single game in Major League Baseball postseason history. And the Padres, well, they're the first team to ever do it on the road.